Have you ever felt different? Have you ever walked into a crowded room and somehow felt more alone than when you were sitting quietly by yourself? Have you ever noticed that while others seem energized by constant socializing, you often feel drained after too much of it? And have you ever wondered why some of the most thoughtful, creative, and intelligent people seem to enjoy solitude more than company? If so, you're not alone. Today, we're exploring a fascinating question. Why do intelligent people often prefer to be alone? And no, it's not because they hate people. It's not because they're arrogant. And it's certainly not because something is wrong with them. In fact, their relationship with solitude reveals something powerful about how the human mind works. By the end of this video, you may begin to see your own desire for solitude in a completely different light. 1. Intelligent minds need space to think. Let's start with something simple. The average person spends much of their day reacting to messages, reacting to opinions, reacting to trends, reacting to noise. But intelligent people tend to spend more time reflecting than reacting. Their minds are constantly connecting ideas, analyzing situations, imagining possibilities, and questioning assumptions. This inner world requires space. Think about it. Can you truly hear your own thoughts in the middle of constant distraction? Can you reflect deeply while notifications are buzzing and conversations never stop? Probably not. Solitude becomes a mental workspace, a place where thoughts can breathe, a place where ideas can develop without interruption. Many great discoveries, inventions, books, and breakthroughs were born not in crowds but in moments of quiet reflection. Because sometimes the loudest insights arrive when the world becomes silent. 2. They value depth more than quantity. Let me ask you something. Would you rather have 50 acquaintances who know your name? Or one person who understands your soul? Intelligent people often choose the second option. As people become more self-aware, they begin to realize that not every conversation is meaningful. Not every relationship is fulfilling. Not every social gathering adds value. This doesn't mean they dislike others. It simply means they prefer depth over surface-level interactions. They would rather spend an hour discussing life, purpose, psychology, dreams, or philosophy than spend 5 hours making small talk. And because truly deep connections are rare, they often find themselves alone more frequently. Not because they cannot connect, but because they refuse to settle for shallow connections. 3. Solitude protects their energy. Have you ever noticed how different people recharge in different ways? Some people gain energy from crowds. Others gain energy from quiet moments. Many intelligent individuals are highly sensitive to their environment. They notice details. They observe emotions. They process information deeply. While this can be a gift, it can also become exhausting. Every conversation requires mental processing. Every social interaction demands attention. Every group dynamic creates additional mental noise. Over time, this can drain their energy. Solitude becomes a form of recovery, a chance to reset, a chance to return to themselves. In a world that constantly demands attention, solitude becomes a sanctuary. 4. They enjoy their own company. This may sound strange to some people, but intelligent individuals often discover something many people never do. They genuinely enjoy being alone. Think about that. Most people fear solitude because it forces them to face themselves, their thoughts, their insecurities, their unanswered questions. But intelligent people often become curious about their inner world. Instead of running from themselves, they explore themselves. They read, they learn, they create, they reflect, they imagine. Their minds provide endless stimulation. As a result, being alone doesn't feel empty. It feels rich. It feels meaningful. It feels alive. 5. They question. Social expectations. Society sends us a powerful message. Be social. Be popular. Stay connected. Always be around people. But intelligent people have a habit of questioning assumptions. They ask, why? Is this actually necessary? Does this improve my life? Just because everyone else is doing something doesn't mean they automatically follow. If a social event feels meaningless, they may skip it. If constant socializing feels draining, they may choose solitude. They're less concerned with fitting in and more concerned with living authentically. And authenticity often requires the courage to be different. 6. They are more comfortable being misunderstood. Here's a difficult truth. The more unique your thinking becomes, the fewer people will fully understand you. Intelligent individuals often develop perspectives that differ from the crowd. They notice things others overlook. They question things others accept. They explore ideas others avoid. As a result, they sometimes feel disconnected. Not because they're superior, but because their interests, priorities, and way of thinking are different. Eventually, they stop trying to explain themselves to everyone. They stop chasing approval. They stop forcing connections. And they become comfortable spending time alone, because being alone is often easier than pretending to be someone they're not. 7. Creativity thrives in solitude. Take a moment and think about your favorite artist, your favorite inventor, your favorite writer. What do they all have in common? At some point, they spent countless hours alone. Why? Because creativity requires uninterrupted attention. Original ideas rarely emerge from constant distraction. They appear during long walks, quiet evenings, moments of reflection, periods of deep focus. Intelligent people understand this. They know that solitude is not the enemy of creativity. It is often the birthplace of creativity. The masterpiece begins in silence long before the world ever sees it. 8. They understand the difference between loneliness and solitude. This is perhaps the most important point. Many people confuse loneliness with solitude, but they are not the same thing. Loneliness is the pain of feeling disconnected. Solitude is the joy of being connected to yourself. You can be surrounded by hundreds of people and still feel lonely. You can sit alone under a tree and feel completely at peace. Intelligent people often learn this distinction. They realize that happiness doesn't come from constantly being around others. It comes from having a healthy relationship with yourself. And once you discover that, solitude stops feeling like a punishment. It starts feeling like freedom. The hidden paradox. Here's the irony. The people who are most comfortable being alone often form the healthiest relationships. Why? Because they don't need others to complete them. They don't seek relationships out of desperation. They seek relationships out of genuine connection. Their happiness isn't dependent on constant attention. Their self-worth isn't dependent on approval. And because of this, they bring more authenticity into every relationship they choose. They are alone by choice, not by circumstance. And that makes all the difference. Conclusion. Solitude is not a weakness. So why do intelligent people prefer to be alone? Because solitude gives them space to think. Because they value depth over noise. Because they protect their energy. Because they enjoy their own company. Because creativity thrives in silence. And because they understand something many people spend their entire lives searching for: the ability to feel complete within themselves. The next time you find yourself sitting alone, don't immediately assume something is missing. Maybe you're not lonely. Maybe you're growing. Maybe you're learning. Maybe you're discovering who you truly are beneath all the noise, because sometimes the most meaningful conversations you'll ever have are the ones you have with yourself. And perhaps that's why intelligent people aren't afraid of solitude. They've learned that in silence, they don't lose themselves. They find themselves. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in next video. Till then, have a great time, friends.